Hello and welcome to the Nexus Rumble. Yes, we are here in the grand final of the lower Rumble, Sweet Potato versus Beehive, and today I am joined by Dusty Jim. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing? Dusty, you wanted to cast this match specifically.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've got some good insight on these teams tonight?
Well, I played against both of them, actually. Like, my team was pretty active in the Nexus Rumble, so we played against Sweet Potato 3 times and against the Beehive twice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Of course,
I wish to see who's the best one of them.
Of course, you were in the team Fat Oriole, weren't you?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so an early one that I think just missed out on qualifiers for the placings. But yes, Sweet Potato, they were a week on, week out favourite of the Nexus Rumble, and Beehive equally played every week, but only in the 9 o'clock matches. So we'll have to see how these go. We've got a few fans already coming in. We've got Chenley saying hello. Thank you, Rich500, for subscribing, and Aviator as well for raiding. I hope that I've not forgotten to unmute my mic today. I think we're all good on the sounds and everything. And we are already getting away with the map draft here, aren't we, Dusty?
Yeah, sure. So the Beehive has banned Dragonshire and Towers of Doom, while the Sweet Potato has banned Tomb of the Spider Queen and Volskaya Foundry.
Yeah, so we're sort of left with a little bit of some of the maps here, of course. This is the best of 5, so we will be having a lot of maps tonight. Cursed Hollow, Sky Temple, Battlefield of Eternity, Infernal Shrines, and Ultrac and Garden all left here. It's quite a mix, and when you think that we could be playing 5 of these, you know, we'll be almost definitely getting down to an Ultrac Pass, a Garden of Terror game, or a Sky Temple game. Which of those maps would you like to see, Dusty?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Maybe Cursed Hollow. Like, I feel like people in the chat already appreciate the Volskaya ban if it's best of 5, but I don't know.
Yeah, we're at best of 5, and we're starting a little later than usual because of the sort of restrictions that Beehive have a little bit with some of their players having children. We are here a little bit later, so I quite hope for it to be a short best of 5 in a weird way. You know, I'd like 5 games still, Dusty, but I would like them to be, you know, on the 20-minute ends, you know, as quick as we could.
Well, we'll see about that.
We will indeed. We've got Erda from Beehive tuning in the chat as well as Jozo. Everybody excited to see. We've got Ray saying BOE is a fun map to watch. Lots of team fights here. Okay.
Oh, sure. Oh, we have a Beehive player in the chat. Hello, Erde.
We have Cursed Hollow here being picked up by Beehive. So they are the first map here. So we will see there. Cursed Hollow, what do we expect to see here on Cursed Hollow from these teams? Was there something you were looking for when you went against them?
Well, Beehive plays some pretty esoteric heroes, I should say. Like, they picked Asmodan, I think, and Gazlo. I don't know. It might be... Maybe they have some pocket strategy even. Who knows? Like, maybe we'll see Morales even, or...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could well be. They have been picking Brightwing a fair little bit, as well as the Falstad. I'm sure those will be things to look out for. Something as well that maybe gets neglected a bit from time to time is, of course, the Dahaka. But I'm hoping he does get picked up here today.
I'm pretty sure he will be either picked or banned. I think the Sweet Potato player does favor a bit of the Dahaka every now and then, so...
Yeah, because of course Sweet Potato, they are not a normal lounge team, are they, Dusty? They are a Heroes Rumble special.
Yeah, they're a team specifically made to play in Nexus Rumble, and they've actually played the most, at least in lower Rumble.
Yeah, for sure. It's been great to see. I think, you know, they didn't play in the first week, but people were like, does anyone else want a team just to play in the Nexus Rumble? And they banded together, and here they are in the Nexus Rumble. It's great to see that. It warms my heart so much, Dusty. And
yeah, maybe it's the start of a tradition. Maybe maybe next season we'll see only specifically Rumble teams playing against each other. Yeah. That might be fun.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have seen it in the past as well. You know, there was a I can't remember what their name was a few seasons ago. But yeah, Rich500, recent subscriber, did come in and make themselves a Rumble-only team, and they did it. But we will have to wait and see what these guys go for. So it looks like our teams are in. Hopefully we're getting into this draft soon. We'll see what globals are they going to pick up and what of those sort of specialist heroes are we going to see. Is there going to be any contention on some of these things? I know that Stukov was very deadly in last week's Nexus Rumble, but I'm not sure that either of these teams play it too much.
Well, I see Bidrill has the Medivh avatar. I don't know what that means.
Well, maybe it's all a little thing. I think Brightwing is going to be so hotly contested here, not just on this map, but in this whole series. It seems to be a fan favorite.
And another noob is a big fan of Brightwing as well.
Yeah. They certainly like to sort of mix it up a little bit. We had, I think, a nice triple front line from them just last week. So we'll see what they want to do, or just the week before last even. But yeah, of course, this is the grand final. It's a best of 5. We'll see what these guys can do.
Yeah, actually, like melee heavy meta, like double bruiser and stuff, has been pretty popular ever since CCL even. Like in Heroes International, you could see many games with this.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So we're into the draft. Cursed Hollow. Right. Yeah, of course, if you are just joining us, this has been the Nexus Rumble. We've got Jake Yaz1 doing the Rumble command. Of course, the Nexus Rumble was on every Monday at 20 CET. And we have finally got down to these last 2 teams in the lower Rumble. These are teams who, they're not the best in the world, of course, but they are the ones who have turned up a lot in the Nexus Rumble. And in terms of divisions 5, 6, and 7, and roughly around the MMR, these guys are the best.
I mean, if we are completely honest, then my team has donated to Beehive 2 victories. So they've only played 3 matches, 2 of them against us, and they've won both. So...
Yeah. Well, this is the thing with the Nexus Rumble, of course. You got 3 points for a win and 1 for a draw.
Yes.
And so teams like Beehive, they just picked up a few of the wins, whereas Sweet Potato, they played most weeks and they got themselves.
So we can see Gazlo ban already. So Sweet Potato have made their homework. They know that the Goblin is to be afraid of.
Yeah. And here comes the hacker.
Yes. So is it the Brightwing ban, or the blue team tries to first pick it?
Wow, I'm not too sure.
I think they're either banning it, or if they don't, then the red team has to ban it.
So yeah, I mean, it's got to be there. The Falstad's got to be under the thought here of the Sweet Potatoes, and they've banned Johanna instead. So Sweet Potato and Beehive did play in the Nexus Rumble, and it was a draw. They played on Volskaya Foundry and on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Both maps have been banned out, so we will see what comes up here now for these guys.
Well, this time we'll see at least 3 maps, and all of them would be different, so maybe a bit of novelty here and there.
Yeah, it's going to be
okay.
Sylvanas.
Brightwing is open. Yeah. So is it Brightwing first pick, like insta lock? No.
Insta lock.
No. He's probably hovering. Oh, okay.
It's going to be the Blaze. Another big hero, not necessarily common on this map due to its size, but of course once the hacker has been banned out, Blaze is definitely a premium hero, especially in that off lane. I could see Beehive maybe looking at a Hogger in sort of respect of it, or the other option being, of course, Asmodan. But they've gone for the Sonya as their off laner.
Between. Yeah. My team has been having a lot of troubles with Sonya. Like, how do you deal with her just leaping your backline and deleting one person in 1 second?
Yeah, and of course, Brightwing being able to go on with the Sonya can really help keep her topped up. Even though she's got a lot of resilience herself, Brightwing is one of the few heroes that can really get in there. But we see Blaze and Hogger and
it's
Anubra.
Actually, yes, double bruiser, just as we've discussed. Very strong front line for the blue team.
It is certainly a very common occurrence for them, of course, because they are this mixed-up team that only play for the Rumble. You know, having multiple bruisers does mean that, you know, they have the option to do this. And you know, I think another noob is also a bruiser player technically. They do play a lot of healer at times, but yeah.
And what's their hyper carry then? Barnaby does play a lot of Sylph, but she's banned. So what's it gonna be then? Maybe Vala? Makes sense with this.
Yeah, certainly could be. It could be anything here, really. That Falstad is still open for the side of Beehive if they wanted, of course. But there's second ban here, and it's going to be Ragnaros. Really a great of things.
Interesting. Asmodan is still open. Is Beehive going for it?
It could well happen. Zagara as well is something that's available.
Yeah.
If they really want to be there. But
Okay, they took Vala away, I think, specifically. But I might be wrong.
And we see Diablo. So I like this. You know, the Vala Diablo takes away that Vala hypercarry for the other team, gives it to yours. Vala can deal with these heavy front lines by just shredding down post 16 with the Manticore. It's quite a nice collection. And of course, they still have this last pick that they can flex around with.
Yeah, and if you go W build on Sonya, this is also like very high pressure on the other the enemy front line with percentage damage on, what is it, 16? It's Hanzo. Interesting.
So here we are. Yeah, of course, Hanzo. Now, Hanzo can do a few camps on this, but of course, you've already got the Blaze and the Hog to help do camps. I think that's what's going to be happening there. So Hanzo is just going to be there trying to shred down. Might be a W build. And Leoric now, they've gone double Bruiser as well.
Oh, yes.
And Leoric to boot, it might help soften up some of these heroes like the Blaze and the Hogger.
Yeah, some people prefer Malthael to Leoric in this setup. Like, you can just tap on everyone in the front line and just shred them with Qs. But Leoric might work as well, especially if he goes for the suck build on level 20. Like, it's gonna be very tough for the blue team. And also, I feel like Sonya leap onto Hanzo might be legit, like, their win condition, the red team, that is.
Yeah, could well be, especially as, you know, they just don't have the same amount of damage that comes out of their double front line. Holger can do decent damage, of course, but it can be quite conditional, needing to bash people into terrain. Blaze does have some damage, but it's sort of a fairly soft amount, him being a tank, of course, in that classification. But Sonya is definitely a bruiser, can do a lot of damage just by herself, and Leoric will help soften out those pulls. Let's see how these guys get on as we go into game number 1 here of the Nexus Rumble Lower Series between Sweet Potato and Beehive. Who will be the game number 1 champions on Cursed Hollow? And of course, here on the blue team, we have Sweet Potato leading the charge. We've got LGM on that Anubrak, Parnaby on Hanzo, Hogger played by X-Parrot, another noob on Anduin, and the Alter Jaeger on Blaze.
And on the red side, we have Beehive with their captain Beedrill playing Diablo, Zarchik playing Vala, Erde on Leoric, Brevo on Sonya, and Zuar playing Brightwing.
Yeah, and they're going to be looking to take this out of the draw stage that, of course, they had in the middle of the Nexus Rumble season. Someone here is going to suddenly break that draw and be the leaders of this match. We have Feast or Fear from Diablo, which is quite interesting, but I expect that they are thinking these are going to be some long fights.
Yes. Hello to Broccoli in the chat, by the way. Thanks for joining us.
They are cheering on, of course, the Sweet Potatoes. Now, Hogger and Anubrak were waiting for Leoric, but Leoric actually rotated aggressively, which is quite hilarious. They avoided it.
We have an honorable 1v1 between Blaze and Sonya in the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at wave clear in terms, because of these double bruiser comps, there's actually a significant amount of wave clear on both teams. And ultimately, I don't think either team's going to be too much in trouble. Of course, no globals apart from that Brightwing on support, so it should be a fairly even matchup in terms of rotations and wave clear here between these two teams.
Yep. auto attack Hanzo, by the way. And having a double bruiser kind of frees up Hanzo's level 4, so he can go W for the boss damage, potentially. Like, he doesn't have to go explosive arrows, for example.
No, that's absolutely true.
Another thing.
However, you know, if he really wanted to go for the W, or Ultra Jaeger, by the way, falling very low in the bottom. If he wanted to go for W, I would expect to see the double shots, or the extra 2 on that level 1, just to help out. But maybe he's not feeling it, and instead is interested, of course, in reducing armor, or perhaps going for a little bit of the percentage damage on level 16 themselves.
Yeah, both teams have committed to taking their bruiser camp. The red team is slightly ahead, but not by much.
Interestingly, we've had a bruiser, then tank lane, and then another bruiser lane here. So these DPSs in support have been just committed to the camps. And, well, the red team might try and think about sneaking that siege camp if they've been clever and wondered where Hanzo and Anduin have been all this time. They can't have just been doing that bruiser camp. And Bedrill is definitely thinking about it.
Yeah.
And LGM might have to commit the burrow charge here.
This!
Commits it.
Bedrill
is maybe a dead man trying to look for it, but out comes the Brightwing. Brightwing able to port onto it, but LGM is falling lower and lower. Valor falling equally low though, but gets stunned by a Nubrak as well as the damage coming from Parnaby. Valor is the one to go down. Swire is trying to look for it. Also is going to go down to this Anduin damage, and our Nubrak is just sustaining, but Bedrill has stayed fast on this point. Sonya comes in with spinning. Now 2 blue team members are most likely going to go down. Another noob takes it. LGM alive, but X-Parrot is here with Parnaby. The red team take the camp. Hogger goes down as well. After blue team looked so good at the start of this fight, red team come in with a low HP member, but Sonya spinning to win. Goodness me, already we see the fierceness.
This is insane, actually. I've never seen that. Like 5-man invade on the siege camp by the red team.
Very smart here from these guys. They're doing a grand job, of course, and it's fantastic to have it. This is what we like to see from these guys.
Yeah, sure. The red team is slightly late to the objective.
Yeah, so now it is up to the blue team to say, look, we've got full health bars because we died. Can they get Bedrill here? No, he gets healed up by the Brightwing. They do manage to get the point, but Ultra Jaeger might fall in the case of it. Hanzo completes their auto attack. Allergic is going to look for it. Has 7 HP, has 0 HP. It's a bloodbath here in the lower rumble already.
That is indeed.
So,
well, in terms of XP, though, we're almost equal.
We are.
Maybe not now.
Bedrill is in danger. Smart, keep them alive. Yeah, the soothing mist just keeps.
It's fine. Hanzo wasn't there. So
if Hanzo's not there, no one's dying, really, are they?
Yeah, could be. And this is actually like full auto attack Hanzo, more or less.
Yeah, which is unusual. Obviously, this auto attack talent on level 4, ignore all distractions, means that Hanzo can sort of attack minions in the lane and then maybe get some poke with their auto attack additionally.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan of it on this map. I would have liked.
Yeah, it's usually picked on Volskaya Foundry because the minions are near the objective there.
Yeah, it just feels like they're going to be so far away, and maybe just in this sort of bot objective in the middle it would be useful. But we see red team picking up the camp. Not the camp, the objective here. But of course they committed their whole 5-man rotation, and it's going to leave Hogger, X-Parrot, pushing in the waves at the top.
The bosses are up. Let's see if the teams want to start them, maybe. Fala is in bot lane, so she has to rotate through the whole map.
Now, Vala has had 2 deaths in both of these.
She lost a lot of value in her level 1.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people say this level 1 talent, it is so important that you don't die, simply because that is the main attack speed buffs for it, of course. You get damage bonus for every attack, but the attack speed is something that really helps, especially once you get Manticore.
Meanwhile, Hanzo is getting caught near the top lane by Diablo, but again, the damage dealers were simply not there to follow up.
Now, red team are doing a great job of zoning here, especially as another noob is on the wrong side of this team fight. The Bruisers and Hanzo are going to have to bully their way in, but level 10 is just around the corner for them. And there it is. We have Shockwave, we have Bunker, most likely going to be Dragon's Arrow, and as well as Light Bomb. Another noob, though, in a bit of danger. Cocoon is there, Dragon's Arrow has been picked. Can they find something? A big stun from
Triple man
Blaze. Dragon's
stun.
Arrow to follow up here. Allergic looking a little bit dangerous, but it's going to be Hanzo who's actually under danger. But there's not enough damage right now. And Sonya, even though in the backline causing havoc, out comes the stun from Hogger, and it's a great team fight here for the blue team. Those sweet potatoes are looking very, very sweet right now. Are they not, Dusty?
Yeah, it was a very unlucky timing on the XP for the red team, and lucky for the blue team, you might say. So a lot of ults have been committed. The Shockwave, Cocoon, and the Arrow have been used.
Oh,
on the other hand, though... Okay.
Oh, a good bit of control coming
This
out here from the red team, but another noob is there to pull the Ulti out of danger. Bunker having been used, but so is Entomb, and both charges of Rain of Vengeance. Could be a good trade here for the Blues, especially as that next objective is going to be on an invading side for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're still half a level ahead, so... Like, if they play a bit safer, maybe even try to get 13 and then engage on the next objective. I don't know what's their plan.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit tough for them, but they soon were scouted out for that boss in the bot lane here. And the red team will have to think about what they want to do. They need to protect this objective, and they have not rotated as quickly as they did for the previous one. I really would like to have seen them there a bit early, but they might look for another noob here. Out comes, I believe Bravo was going to go for the leap there, following up. But I think they got
the leap
boosted.
goes onto Anduin.
This time, though, there's no heroics left. Dragon's Arrow comes out of nowhere. Out comes the Light Bomb, stunning onto the Sonya, but Brightwing is there to save the day for a little bit. Sonya's still spinning. The Entomb comes down. It's beautiful. Catches on 2 as well. X-Parrot can't do anything. Tries to think about it. Shockwave does come out, but I believe they're going to go down as well. The red team are now returning the kills to the blue team.
Yeah, now they have a free objective. And the boss, it seems.
Yeah, which is very useful for them, especially as the blue team are not going for their own boss right now. You know, they're just picking up the defensive siege camp here. It's going to help, perhaps, in this boss defense if the Reds do it quick enough, which it looks like they are with the 5-man. But I'm not sure if the red team are going to be able to contest the boss here. It's going to take the blue team a little while, though, especially without that Hanzo level 4 talent.
They're thinking about it. They're going there.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Right-wing can TP from the top, right? So right-wing stays.
Yeah, these siege camps are going to help out a little bit, but they
are... it's half HP. We're going to see a fight right now.
Oh, Diablo gets cocooned. But out comes Right-wing's teleport, goes onto there. The Auric is fine for now, but the leap comes out onto the squishies. Hanzo falling lower and lower, and Hanzo gets deleted straight away. LGM having to peel away. They don't have the health to sustain. Anubrak is not a sustaining tank. He is blow up, and we have seen that right here as the Ulti Jaeger is caught on the wrong side of things, and the red team are going to be taking this boss, and it looks like they're going to get cursed afterwards as well. Dusty, this has suddenly turned from the blue team straight into the red team's hands.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. I've lost Cursed Hollow in 8 minutes at some point.
I said it
looked like this, exactly. It was both bosses and the curse.
Yeah, I mean, this top boss isn't as healthy as it could be, but of course, yeah, this bottom one is going to be impactful for sure, especially as Hanzo has gone to the top lane.
Now they have 5 people bottom, the red team that is. They can dive. Like, this fort is not shooting.
Yeah, and Blaze got stuck after a really good flip from Bedrill. LGM tried to interrupt it, but the flip already went through. And that's just another kill, another notch on the bedpost here for the red team, as they could be looking to try and get very deep into the blue team's base.
Yeah. I mean, if the blue team keeps staggering deaths, and that's huge combo onto Anduin, yeah, he gets deleted.
The combo they wanted to do earlier that got interrupted by the Anduin route previously. Oh, but Parnaby gets flipped as well. Bedrill looking for blood here. Parnaby having to leap a tiny bit over that core, but maybe if they can collapse the damage, all on one target, all on Valor maybe this is savable, but right now this boss is going onto the core.
Yeah, the boss is very healthy, so... The arrow has been used. 4-man arrow, actually. Big Anub stun.
But with Hanzo dead, there's just no follow-up, especially as there's not a lot of walls here. The boss isn't the most strong at this point in time, but oh, it needs to be a big stun, and it does go through. Can they find the damage? Erda is falling lower and lower, but Brightwing is trying desperately to keep them alive. Blaze does go down, though, as Zartik is just so alive, so not being focused, as Leoric was taking all the damage, with the boss just wailing away. The shields are gone, 20% on the core. Beehive take game number 1 here in the Nexus Rumble Grand Finals.
That was intense. Right from the very beginning.
It really was. And we do see, of course, Beehive taking game number 1 here.
Ever since that 5-man camp invade happened, we knew it was going to be a banger.
We did, and I did not expect it to be banged out that quickly. You know, I like my banging out to be done over at least a good series of 15 minutes, but this was quickly done in 10. Goodness me.
Well, you just said you want it to be like shorter, maybe.
I did.
Full
I
5
did.
or, yeah.
I did, and I want to see one go in the way of Sweet Potato now, so we at least get 4 games. You know, Sweet Potato definitely did not deserve that ending here on Cursed Hollow, but wow, Beehive taking the advantage fully. We're going to see how they have to adapt in the draft here, because I think having it all on Hanzo's shoulders really did cause some damage here for Sweet Potato.
Yeah, we have some more people joining us in the chat. McCandless, Candido Imp. Hello, guys.
Right, so it is up to Sweet Potato now to think about what they want to do. I'll show the talents here as well. There you go. Oh, I'm showing the wrong screen here. Let's there we go. Yep, yeah, of course, we didn't have predictions in that game. We will be looking to do predictions next game. But wow, what a series right there. What a series starter. You know, Beehive taking that game quickly and decisively with that double boss and getting the curse. And Blue Team, you know, they were edging ahead, but it just, you know, it just crumbled once they had that bad team fight up in the top.
Oh yeah, there were 2 tributes to 1. They basically, I don't know, had to play it slower, I guess. They could have conceded the tribute, waited for 13 maybe, and then fight with a talent advantage.
Maybe. It was hard to say. It was very hard to say. But yeah, you know, it was just the fact that Leoric got such good entomb onto both Anduin and I want to say Blaze, sure. And then the rest of the red team just collapsed so well. Really good stuff from them. Yeah, Candid, Imp.
And I have to say there was a moment when Leoric was like literally 20 HP or something like that, and Brightwing Polymorph saved him. Yeah. And it bought him like, I don't know, 3 additional seconds to live. And like that was a very clutch team fight, so this could have been a game changer actually.
For sure. And you know, we shouldn't forget about how close it was on that core defense. You know, Leoric was just alive for so long on about 10% HP, and that just meant that the whole of the blue team were definitely focusing on that Leoric when really it was Valor that needs to go down.
Yeah, and if you look at his build, he was indeed preparing for like the full suck level 20, I think. So he would have had really great value out of his Ws in the team fights against this triple front line of the blue team.
Yep, and it looks like we're going to be going to Alterac Pass here, Dusty.
Okay.
Alterac Pass here, one that's come out, of course, this has been picked by the Beehive once again. Very similar to Cursed Hollow.
Yeah, sure, and the winter is coming, right? We have to prepare.
It is indeed. But I would say that Alterac Pass is not quite as easy to end as Cursed Hollow. So I think this one's going to go on a little bit longer, most likely.
Yeah, probably. Like if you kill 1 keep, you still have a 40 armor 4. And it's very depressing to fight against it.
And obviously this objective isn't quite as strong as the Cursed Hollow one either.
I don't know, it's debatable.
I always find that this objective either does nothing or everything. It's very, very strange. Feels to me anyway. But yes, yeah, Alterac Pass. Anyone in the chat, any heroes you want to see on Alterac Pass? Maybe the teams will be looking at the chat and they'll say, oh yeah, maybe we'll pick up that in the grand final of the Nexus Rumble. Who knows? You know, there is a lot of glory on the line, and that is all we have on the line. It is glory here in the Nexus Rumble, but glory that people want. And you are one of those people, weren't you, Dusty? Would you say that playing on a Monday night at 20 CET was a great experience?
Maybe not every Monday, but sometimes it was. Actually, like for a Div 7 team, a free agent team, I think we did pretty well.
Yeah, and that was the beauty, you know, you don't have to play every Monday. Of course, we will be restarting this in the new year with the Nexus Rumble.
Okay, Broccoli wants to see Kerrigan, apparently.
Well, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, although this is the grand final of the lower Rumble, we'll be back in the new year. A little bit of a break as the finals of the main season are there, and of course for the winter break as well, for everyone's holiday period around the world. So, you know, it just helps us get our eggs back in a line, but we'll be here with season 20 of all things, which will be very, very exciting.
If we're talking about eggs, it's not Easter, no? It's a bit too early.
It is a little early. I didn't mean. I can't remember what I said about eggs now. But yes, yeah. Yeah,
maybe I misheard. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure I did. I say a lot of stuff, Dusty, that just comes out of my mouth and then I don't think about it ever again. So okay. I probably did say eggs. So yes, yeah. Here we are, getting excited for certain.
Okay, Candido Imp wants to see Valera. I would actually like to see Valera as well. I've been like spamming her recently. So pretty strong hero.
Yeah, of course it has been seen in some teams on the side of Munchies, who have a Valera player. So if you want to see that, that'll be next week. The grand final. Munchies are already there for the upper Rumble. And yeah, next week at 20 CET. But here we go, on to Alterac Pass.
Do you expect any respect bans from the previous game? Maybe Diablo ban?
Oh, I think the Leoric was probably the issue that Sweet Potato might think about. Those entombs really did stop the game later on. Sonya, of course, with that leap could be powerful here as well. And Sonya, you know, that leap gap closer really helps because often on Alterac Pass you are positioning at sort of arm's length around the objective. And then something like leap can really stop that, especially as such a gap closer. So we'll have to wait and see. Of course, Sweet Potatoes still have first pick. So let's see if they want to pick up that Blaze again. I think Blaze is a lot more powerful, though, on this map. Wouldn't you say, Dusty?
Well, I would say if they go for Blaze and Hogger again, they should start from Hogger because it's kind of, you know, better for the camp specifically.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the Sonya getting banned.
Absolutely. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, you know. Hogger on this map certainly can just do that camp all by themselves, nice and quickly. If you have been, you know, if you are interested about how the Nexus Upper Rumble went, it's currently on a different channel. I'm not sure. They might be finishing up. But here we are in the lower Rumble. Dahaka and Sonya, that bruiser preference has been there.
And the second ban is Johanna still for the blue side.
Yeah. So, with that, it still opens up Hogger, still opens up Blaze. Those two choices are here. Red team can either choose to ban one of them and they'll be left with none, or leave them both open and they'll take the other. It's the smart thing to do here. Let's see if the Beehive do it, or have they got their eyes too much on that Brightwing.
Okay, it's Sylvanas ban again. So, yeah, but I mean, to be fair, it's like the most played hero of their carry, Barnaby, so that makes sense. And Hogger it is.
Hogger it is indeed. Yeah. So, as we see
Right wing Diablo again, maybe.
Could be Brightwing Diablo, could be Blaze, but it's going to be Ragnaros.
Oh.
I think Erda's favorite, and Falstad on the other side.
Oh, is it Lava Wave? Give me Lava Wave, please.
Well, it could well be. I'm not quite sure what's going to be going on here.
Even though, I don't know, actually. I mean, you might envision some crazy combos like Sulfurous into Falstad Beam. And we have a staple comp of Division 7 on the blue side with Varian Stukov.
Yeah, that's a good one to have, especially, locking down the Falstad, locking down Ragnaros, who is actually quite a squishy character. If you can get that taunt and then the silence underneath, everything's basically taken away from him.
Yeah, let's see how the red team would try to counter it. Because it's like, it's a easy comp to execute, but on the other hand, it's pretty one-sided, let's say. Like, if you can't kill the target you're taunting, then you're basically useless for 16 seconds.
Yep, so Hanzo's been banned out. Now we have Anduin.
Yeah, I assume that to counter the Leap of Faith, I mean to exclude it, because it can counter taunt, potentially.
Yeah, what else could they be picking up here? Of course, the Brightwing's still very much available to them, and they've shown it as a little bit of a favourite. They used it very well, but they're going to be needing to pick up a tank here. And into the Varian lockdown, it's got to be a little bit scary for any tank, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Yosh is complaining about the low delay on the stream.
Well, we've always had a little bit of a lower delay here on the Nexus Rumble, so we've not changed it up too much for the grand finals, but we trust our teams will be courteous enough and sportsmanly.
Yarosh being taken, which is also pretty good into Varian. Like, you basically throw Varian every time, and if you have tools to kill it, like if you pick Tychus or something like that, this might be good. So we go for double Bruiser again on the blue side, with Thrall this time.
I like it more with the Thrall here. We had the Blaze and the Hogger last time for the blue team.
Yeah.
So it's, a little bit nicer to see this extra damage coming out from the Thrall, who's not really as sturdy as Blaze, but of course can do the damage. We'll have to see what is picked up by Brevo now. It's going to be the Leoric, so, it's going to be impactful into the Varian, but I think against the Thrall, it's not quite as much as it was last game, and Thrall does have percentage damage themselves. Should be good into Garrosh.
It's almost like on every level, actually. On every talent, there is a percentage talent.
Yeah, it certainly can. Of course, that level 1 green talent, the level 7.
Ancestral on 7, yeah.
Yeah, as well as, of course, the Alpha Wolf on level 16. But there we go. The predictions are available now in the channel chat. Which way would you be putting your points, Dusty?
I don't know, to be honest. It's ultimately it's Ancestral Wrath against Ancestral Healing, right? I don't know.
It is indeed, yeah. I think that the blue team have this one. I think, they've got a very solid combination here. The Chromie is going to do well on this map. Thrall, as well, as I said, will do well into the Garrosh, just finishing them that last bit off. And Hogger, is much better at taking the camps than either Ragnaros or Leoric. They should have the macro pressure here in terms of the camps. Maybe the global advantage is on the side with Falstad, but yeah, I'm putting my point certainly would be going on the blue team. So let's see how they do here as we go into game number 2. And once again, on the blues, trying to win back, it is Sweet Potato with LGM on Varian, Parnaby on the Chromie. We have Hogger being played by X-Parrot, the Alta Jäger on Thrall, and another noob on the Stukov.
And on the red side, we have Beehive currently winning 1-0 with Beedrill on Garrosh, Erde on Ragnaros, Suar playing Rhaegar, Brevo on Leoric, and Sargic on Falstad.
Yeah, and here we are, our two teams in this grand final of the lower Rumble. And already we do, of course, see that Rolling Thunder looking to get that 3% maximum HP from the Garrosh. Will definitely help in these high armor situations.
Yeah, I think the most volatile part of this hero pool is Ragnaros. Like, a lot depends on whether he would be able to be useful, basically. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yep, but of course now in the top, already soaking as the Alter Jaeger. And that was something that they definitely did very well on the blue team, was soaking those minions, really making sure they stayed in the game and ahead of the game at times, getting their level 10 advantage previously. We'll see if they do that again on this map. Really does sort of have that extra little bit of skill, but Beehive there with the teamfight advantage, of course, pushed them to the win on Cursed Hollow. Let's see what they do now, as of course it will be time to do camps very soon, but Bedril has come for the gank onto Alter Jaeger. The Alter Jaeger walking around with that Wind Fury. They now get a little bit of thrown, and they will be stuck in here. Can they do anything more? They've used Q, but with no auto attacks, they do not heal up.
Yeah, at the same time, another noob with Stukov was going to gank Leoric in the bot lane, but they've only like managed to get him to half HP with Hogger.
Well, that's the problem with Leoric. He can sort of walk straight out and straight away, whereas Thrall can be body blocked. And that was the weakness there. But I'd like to see it happen.
1v1 Stukov Leoric bot lane. It's actually very, very close.
The pustule comes out. Another noob, though. Now uses the silence on the wave. Of course. And the fact that Hogger could do the camp solo meant that this top lane did not get soaked. You know, Varian was able to rotate up there, whereas Falstad and Rhaegar both had to be committed. But Garrosh is under the towers and does go down. Very nice kill here from the blue team.
Yeah. Maybe, like, it didn't register that the blue team has level 4 already. I mean, that happens.
Yeah, it could well be. That taunt, you know, definitely can come in very, very quickly and really do the damage. So,
or he was just performing the warm-up feed, you know.
Yeah, of course, you know, you want to try and find these kills, try and find something, but another noob might be in danger now if they can find something. Zartik gets thrown forward here by Bedril, trying to find a little bit of a slow. The stun does come out, but it's underneath the towers, and, well, Bedril does not want to relive their previous mistakes. Instead,
look at that cheeky Varian in the top bush.
Yeah, the LTA
preparing to taunt. Yes, but they get ganked, actually, by the red team.
Yeah, I mean, Zuwar using, I believe, the Purge to slow down the Thrall, not, you know, not having it to be as a cleanse, instead using it as initiation. Very nicely done here by them.
I like these mind games between the tank players. Like, we saw Varian sitting in the top bush preparing to, like, taunt Ragnaros. But then they got engaged by the red team instead.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, you know, you need to be careful for this because the red team's gank squad is very powerful, and Rhaegar does have a decent amount of damage that you have to be scared about. But of course, you know, the objectives have appeared now, the camps are being taken, and the red team are the first ones on the block here. Chromie not set up to interrupt the channel, and the reds will have to defend this now for 30 seconds.
Yeah, Rhaegar actually went for the level 7 Purge talent. So he's gonna have it more often. Yeah,
obviously ready for these taunts, and very well done here. You know, cleansed instantly off the taunt after Bedril threw away LGM. But now the blue team, they are pushing the reds back, but they're not channeling the objective. 5 seconds left on this. They're putting out the damage onto Bedril. Can they find a kill here? Chromie, of course, doing their best to try and get through, but without piercing sands, it's not going to happen. The Alter Jaeger falling lower and lower. It's going to be Leoric that goes down. A nice taunt onto Rhaegar, and the rest of the red team very, very low in HP. Zartik having to be out of the frayed. And, you know, they lost 2 men and they got the objective. And I think that means the blue team will basically have a flawless defense here, Dusty.
Yeah, it seems to be so. And they're also a whole level ahead, which is huge. At this point, they're basically a level before 10. And now they're killing Leoric, it seems. No, he lives.
Yeah, a lot of damage going out, but no silence used. And we see that these Cavalry Knights have been met, but it's going to be Bedril who comes in on their cavalry.
Yeah, the Garrosh is there, though.
Oh, it's a good attempt for the taunt.
Just looking for Stukov.
Indomitable was beautiful from Bedril. And they were able to get that Stukov. Now, X-Parrot doesn't feel quite as in danger. They'd have the spinner to spin away. But yeah, look at this. You know, the top one, it did eventually get here. The middle one got taken out just as it reached the gate, and now the bot one is where the red team have gathered. But ultimately, the cavalry have gone, and it's just the minions pushing on it.
It's just like the last game, level 10 connects. Like, they're in danger right now, I think, the red team.
Well, Thrall is up in the top, and they've picked Sundering to go with that, the Shockwave. It's a nice taunt. Oh, Barnaby is in a little bit of danger here from Zartik. Actually does get taken down, which means that Bedril had no follow-up on their engage here. Another noob is stuck in the entomb, and this is what I was saying. The Leoric's entombs were great, but out comes a nice shock Sundering, but Brevo is able to finish off this. The Gust comes out, perfectly done by Zartik, and the Ulti Jaeger is sure to fall here, Dusty.
Yeah, it was a very clutch Ancestral. Really well played by Rhaegar. And actually, like, I don't know, like the how do you call it? The coordination of the red team is very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Zartik putting the pressure on that Chromie. They are the DPS that has been getting away with anything. And, you know, they are the solo DPS on the side of the red team. And, you know, on Valor, they were able to do a lot of things, especially later on in the game. And here, once again, you know, they put the pressure onto Chromie, stopped anything happening, and after that, they just got dismantled. Brevo doing a fantastic job once again on this Leoric.
Yeah, now the red team is pushing bottom lane as 5 with the boss.
Red team, bot lane with a boss. We've seen this before, Dusty.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
the
it's going to
top
be a
boss
game
first,
ender.
though, that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should be safe from a game ender for now. As the red team do peel away, thinking a little bit more about this mid camp, of course, it's going to be pushing in, and of course, the objective.
Yeah, and the red team kind of neglected their mid camp. Actually, I think more than once already, but I might be wrong.
Well, this is the advantage of Hogger being on the side of the Blues. You know,
Yeah.
they don't have to sort of think about it too much because they do have the lava wave from Ragnaros, but of course that is a long, long cooldown.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't clear it though. I think it, like maybe it gets it to like 2/3 HP or something.
Yeah, and it does clear the minions that it's sort of supporting, and that's sort of the handy part of it. But yeah, blue team taking the camp first this time, and they need to make sure that they're set up in a good place because Bedril is on the flank here, as well as Leoric thinking about it after clearing the mid wave.
Yeah. Yeah, this is potentially dangerous with the Gust available to the red team and the Entomb. But the silence is big and the slaps are big.
Another noob does get focused though, once again by Zartik and Brevo. The Gust pushing everyone else. The Ulti Jaeger doing a lot of damage in the backline, but it's unable to find something. Bedril actually ancestraled up, so they are not low. LGM does fall, and although there's 5 seconds left on this objective, I don't think the blue team are going to be able to defend it for that long. Parnaby trying desperately to maybe get a couple of kills. They get one, and they get the objective, but it's a full team wipe. 2 kills to 5.
That is crazy.
But look at these structures being focused already by the red team's minions.
Yeah, exactly. Like last time, the red team took the objective, but they lost 2. And now the blue team gets it, but they lose everyone.
Yeah, and once again,
worse. Yeah.
It is just the fact that this backline is easily being focused here by Leoric and the Falstad. These Hammerangs are going to be starting to hurt more and more, especially when practically a stationary target that's happening from these entombs.
Rag might be in trouble.
Purge
gets
comes
cleansed.
X-Parrot needs to be looking at doing a little bit of damage control here. The taunt comes out from Bedfield, trying to sort of stop them. But we see the Sundering, and it's looking good. Brevo is going to return back to once they were, but it's only a Leoric. LGM is in trouble as well on the other side of things. And actually, you know, the blue team have to retreat here and think about where they're going to try and assist their cavalry.
Yeah, well, the cavalry got a little bit of value because the red team was distracted in the team fight. And now it seems maybe the blue team will be able to take the bottom fort.
Yeah, could well look for it as LGM is positioning in a good way as well to try and scare away Beldrill. Good stun here coming out from X-Parrot. Now they have to look and try and find something, but...
Leoric is almost up though, and he has Entomb.
Yeah, and another noob gets thrown in while being focused by the fort. Entomb comes down. LGM is surely going to fall as well. It was just the 3 of them left here, and X-Parrot has to run away as quick as they can. Oh,
okay,
Barnaby's...
Chromie, can you run? Yes. Oh, it was a teleport talent.
Yes,
Here
yeah.
and there.
That's why I lost them.
Nice.
But there we go. Yes, another couple of kills here. Well, 3 kills even for the red team. This is what they've been doing well at in this series. And it should be a scary one here for Sweet Potato.
5-man push in the bottom again.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Of course, the boss comes up in about 50 seconds here for the Reds.
Molten Core is up in 21 seconds, by the way.
It was a good silence here by another noob, but unfortunately no towers left on this gate.
Yeah, and the XP disadvantage is huge for the blue team. It's a talent and 2 full levels.
They're trying to go for it. The taunt comes out. Bedrill is putting a lot of pressure onto LGM.
It's talents.
But if they can do something, maybe they can get something. A gust is so crucial in the disengage here. But a nice Sunder means the Zartik is in a little bit of danger. Unfortunately, they do get away. Everyone's so low on the side of the red team. This is why Falstad can be such a pain to play into.
This was actually big, what just happened for the blue team, because if they lose heroes here, or the keep, like, it's basically game over, I think. But they defended pretty well, so... Now they just have to get level 16 and then re-engage on the objective, I think.
Yeah, they definitely do. There is a lot of options available for them once they get this 16, but it's crucial that they do that. They may well lose this fort in the top if they are unlucky, but Bedrill is chasing down LGM. Can they find something? Parnaby thinking about their talent maybe here and now. But once your Chromie clones are a bit far forward, it can be hard to teleport to them. And we see this fort does just live with a slither of HP.
225, just FYI.
That's a hearty sneeze will take that down, but as we see, the lava wave comes down the bot lane, clearing it out. It's going to be a lot of pressure in this mid and bot lane here as LGM gets the taunt onto Zartik. Out comes the Sunder as well, but it's going to be the Chromie in danger.
Two-man taunt.
So much is happening to Ultiaga, able to survive for a little bit, but Bedrill is the one falling low for the red team. Thrall does get taken out by Rag, and the rest of the blue team are in full-on retreat. Parnaby trying to play some mind tricks. LGM does go down, but the red team just looks so healthy because it's all the damage has been going on to Brevo.
He did have the echo, like, near the Ragnaros, but Ragnaros was waiting. Like, he was just standing nearby.
Yeah, the red team are doing a great job at dismantling the blues right now, really playing these team fights so well. And, you know, it's just hard. The blue team are finding no focus. You know, they are either trying to focus down Brother, who lives. They tried to get Zartik, who got an Ancestral and sort of barrel rolled away. Every time they try to get Bedrill down, he's just got that armor and sustains through the fights. It is so hard for them to get these kills, and it is just really punishing them. They need to try and focus up, make sure they can get that one big burst.
Yeah, maybe you were right. Maybe Leoric was the problem. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting these entombs right on the backline. Of course, this time Chromie was sort of just isolated by the entomb, but it was Thrall and Varian who got focused by this hammerang from Falstad. And level 20 on their side, I think. So that's going to be the Wind Tunnel, the upgraded Lava Wave, the upgraded Ancestral. And Leoric...
And the stuck. Come on. Yes, it's the W.
It is the W. I mean, they don't need Bury Alive. They have been doing such a good job. And what's Buried Alive going to do to silence? I mean, Chromie, sure, they can not use their here and now, but the rest of the team is kind of just stuck in that entomb regardless.
Yeah, and it reduces the time the structure stays, right?
Yeah, indeed. It reduces it by 1 second. So it's it can be a nerf in some respects, but of course, in others, it is very, very powerful.
Well, now the blue team is really pinned down to their keeps. They can't really walk up anywhere with the 3 levels being 3 levels down. Level 20, most importantly, not having it.
Yeah, and Expert has to be careful.
Caught.
The taunt so good here from the Garrosh. LGM trying desperately. Out comes the Wind Tunnel. Another noob in desperate trouble here.
Yeah.
It's a nice Sunder, but it's just a little too late to save anyone here. With level 20, all heroes up, as well as the cavalry coming in. This is going to be a strong push. And there's another great throw here onto the Ultiaga. Brevo is doing so much damage with this Leoric. And everyone is just falling on the side of the blue team. But Leoric does eventually go down. Parnaby gets thrown, is able to whisk themselves away. Out comes the Ancestral, keeping everyone so topped up. And they keep going. Chromie is down. Bedrill looking to get forward. Gets the throw onto LGM. Still being tanked here by the keep, and it's a full team wipe here for the Reds, and they are looking.
Yeah, GG has been called. Looks like a 2-0 to me.
2-0, but this is a best of 5, Dusty. This is a best of 5.
Sure, sure.
There is the opportunity to come back. It's not over yet. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So, as I swap the scenes over, we can look at the post-game stats here. And it is certainly been a tough one here. Falstad doing that 46k damage. Another sort of speedy game here from Beehive. Really taking it to level 20, of course, but getting it well done. Erda with that Ragnaros. We saw it banned last game, and this may be why.
Yeah, he was dealing with Thrall in a very efficient manner, I should say. I didn't expect that.
So, yeah, indeed. And, of course, here are the talents for everybody who only wants to do that. The double
Ragnaros, by the way, is the only person who didn't die in this whole game. Which is interesting.
Certainly is. We'll have to see what they do in game number 3 here. His first pick, once again, has been picked by Sweet Potato, so it will be the pick of Beehive of what map they can go for. Let's have a little look at what's remaining in the map pool. And so we can see there's BOE, Infernal Shrines, Sky Temple, and Garden of Terror, all still available here for the red team to pick up.
I would like to see BOE probably. Like these big maps, you know, we need a change. We need to change that for something else.
Bring it down. Yeah. It certainly could be a good choice. Certainly, you know, the multiple bruisers doesn't always work quite as well on BOE as well, but both teams do favour it.
Yes. And yeah, I mean, in this particular game, like I didn't expect Falstad to do as much damage. That was crazy, actually. Like Falstad is not exactly the hero you expect to deal a lot of damage.
No, but definitely can do in some of these clumped up situations, especially when they are, you know, these frontline bruisers. If you can avoid being blown up by them, you can definitely get some good damage done. So what have we got here? Still a little bit of time taken by Beehive. I would expect Sweet Potato, you know, they probably want to take a little bit of a moment themselves. Even though they've declared they already want first pick, it's good to have a little breather. Get yourselves in check. This is a best of 5. You definitely can come back in this series. There is still plenty of maps available to take a win here. And not only that, but of course this is the Nexus Rumble. You've been practicing all these maps. You know, the altering map pool means you're constantly on your toes about what you could pick.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, it could very well be 3 more maps for us.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, some teams just used to practice 2 maps. That's what I used to do, Dusty, because if you could always win those 2 maps, you won every best of 3. But as soon as it came to best of 5 time, it was tricky. It was tricky.
Well, I don't know. As a captain, I can tell you that as soon as you start doing it, the opponent just bans both of your maps right away.
Yeah.
You have nothing to play.
That is the problem with that strategy. It is a little bit tough.
So you have to master at least 4.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Master 4 maps, and that's it.
Then you're good to go. And you also have to do the same with heroes, because your top 2 picks are going to be banned in the first rotation, so you have to have, you know, 4 OP picks at least.
Yep, yeah, it's very, very true. It's very, very true. And that could happen to anyone. You could get focused down, as well as, you know, suddenly everyone's saying, right, let's make this the healer's hero pool suddenly a lot smaller. Now, as we see here, we've got a little bit of a wait here as we wait to see what these teams want to pick up, and it's going to be Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, the lobby is there.
So, Infernal Shrines.
Definitely a possibility for the red team to go Gazlowe. Potential huge gravel bomb value on the objective. But we'll see what they have. I think this is the map where they played Gazlowe and Malfurion and Asmodan against us, but I might be wrong.
Okay, right. So we could be seeing some spicy picks here for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they have to do it. It's the finals, and it's the game 3.
True, true, true. You've got space to breathe. Do something good.
Or maybe Kerrigan is up. Like somebody asked for Kerrigan. Buckley.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I don't know if they play it though.
I need to give out the prediction points. Of course, Beehive were the ones who won that match, so take the points away. Right. So, as we see,
we still have a coin toss in the lobby.
Yeah, let's get that lobby sorted out and make sure it's all good, all good. Casters are now ready, and we can get into Infernal Shrines here in this game number 3. Will Beehive be able to take it? Let's find out as we go into the draft.
Let's go. Let's see how the blue team will adapt. Or the red team for that matter. They might try something else as well. Maybe not the double bruiser this time, maybe something double mage, triple healer, quadruple tank.
Well, yeah, could well be. Let's see. Obviously, the
had a Storm League game with 5 tanks once, and we lost in like 5 minutes.
Well, it's always hard to say. Sometimes it's usually the 5 assassin ones that do me in. You know, I go up against 5 assassins and I was like, well, this should be easy. But the problem is, 5 assassins, they do a lot of damage.
Yes.
If you're not ready for it, it can be really tricky.
You kill one of them and it's still the same amount of damage, basically. You kill 2, it's still 3 assassins.
Yeah, indeed it is. Indeed it is.
Sonya gets banned. No leap.
So yeah, no leap, no Dahaka. I like that the Sonya got banned out, especially here on Infernal Shrines can be very good. But that Leoric once again needs to be thought about. Of course, last in these 2 matches, Leoric has been played by different players. I believe it was Erda in the first one and then Bravo in the second.
Yeah, Bravo played Sonya in the first game, actually.
Yeah.
Mephisto. That's probably the best map from Mephisto. Yeah, Eltazar, 5 healers for the win.
5 healers for the win. Eltazar, how was your cast? I hope you had a wonderful time with everybody in the Upper Rumble semi-final. I think it was MK Robotics who went through to the final, if that's correct. Yeah, we see Sylvanas banned out again. Mephisto banned out by the Blues. Now, is Blaze, is Leoric going to be picked up? But Johanna is going to be the pick now for them.
Yeah, that's what they shifted. They always banned Johanna second, now they kept it. But they lost Hogger for this.
It is going to be Hogger, and now we're probably going to see maybe a thought about a Brightwing, or is it going to be the Leoric this early?
It could be Malfurion. I think they... I mean, it could be like the flashbacks. Diablo.
I like this Diablo. Diablo fairly good on this map, but there is now the opportunity for it to be countered a little bit by the blue team if they think about picking up Leoric themselves, or even...
It could be even like an offlane Johanna, potentially.
Yeah, I was about to say the Tychus is an opportunity here as well. And it's...
Yeah, they might pick a second tank legit, like Garrosh, for example.
Yeah.
Oh, Oriel.
Yeah, Oriel. It can be good, and with Tychus, it's a little bit of a burst of healing. You usually want someone who's a little bit slower and has a bit longer range, so I expect we'll see a second damage here coming out. Unusually for Sweet Potato, but perhaps X-Parrot feels very comfortable on this Tychus. Yeah, I think it's going to be a very confident. But, you know, Tychus into Hogger Diablo is absolutely fantastic. Blaze being banned out here is a nice ban. But what is Sweet Potato going to go for? I mean, I don't even know what they could go for in their offlane now. There's, you know,
I mean, they have like 2 offlane mains in their team. I mean, surely they have some
yeah, we've
some
been
options.
seeing so
like
much Bruiser. Surely
Urel, I don't know what else. I mean, you can go for maybe crazy stuff like Chen, or I don't know.
Yeah, we see the Valor band out. I like this. Sensible. You know, Valor got a lot of space when Bedril played Diablo, and I'm sure it will be happening here again. But Stukov comes out, a very good counter against the Oriel. Silencing underneath Oriel while she's trying to heal people up can be very annoying. But Zul'jin, played by Zartik. Oh, if Zartik gets away with how they've been playing today on Zul'jin, this is going to be good from Beehive.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the Leoric. The Nazebo is interesting. And another noob is going to have to do a lot of crown switching, in my opinion. We'll see how this goes. Obviously, Zul'jin likes the late game. Nazebo likes the late game too.
Exactly, yes. That's what I wanted to say. Like, we have stacks, but we have stacks as well.
Are we going to see a Rag? No, we're going to see the Asmodan.
I'm not going with the stacks. I told you.
Yep, stacks, and more stacks. Maybe we'll see In the Rhythm as well coming out from Tychus. Who knows?
Could be the globe stacks on Johanna.
Yeah, and Oriel at level 16. But of course, Leoric doesn't have any stacking talents, I don't think, anymore. But there we go. Well, he's got the auto attack on 16. But there we go. Let's see how these guys do. So, game number 3. I'm going to pop up the prediction as quick as I can right now. You'll have 5 minutes approximately from now to put your predictions on this game. Don't miss out on getting these juicy points. Is Beehive going to take it 3-0, or are Sweet Potato going to come back with a vengeance against this Zul'jin, against this Asmodan? I want to see another game, Dusty. I want to see it. Do you think we're going to have it?
It's very possible, yes. I mean, both teams have went for something different. At least it's 2 ranged damage dealers now on both sides.
Yeah.
So certainly they're like at least the roles have shifted a little bit. So maybe that would be more successful on the side of Sweet Potato this time.
Could well be. Could well be. Oh, I'm so tense. I'm so tense. Sweet Potato, they've got to bring it home. They've got Oriel, one of my favorite heroes, on their side. And with the Nazebo, it just adds that little bit of spice that we'd love to see in the Nexus Rumble. Obviously, against the Asmodan and Zul'jin, this is just perfect Nexus Rumble conditions. Perfect Nexus Rumble Grand Final. And I want to see another game. You know, I want to see another game and see what these guys bring in. We didn't even see the Gazlo yet. We didn't even see the Gazlo. It got
That's
banned.
true. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't pick it.
But let's go. Game number 3 here in this best of 5 series for the Nexus Rumble Lower Series. Who will take it? Sweet Potato? They've got to prove themselves. Or will it be Beehive finally getting that last win? And here. For Sweet Potato. Trying to get this win on the board. Trying to start that comeback. It's LGM on the Johanna. It's Leoric played by the Alta Jaeger. It is X-Parrot on the Tychus. Another noob up there on the Oriel. And Parnaby playing that Nazebo.
And on the red side, we have the Beehive currently winning 2-0 in this best of 5, with Diablo being played by Beedrill, Erde on Hogger, Zuar on Stukov, Zarjik on Zul'jin, and Brevo playing Asmodan.
Yeah, and let's see what they go for here, as Asmodan has indeed gone for the Gluttony, so they're going to be looking to hit lots of heroes, not going for anything directly PvE based. But on the other side, Headhunter by Zul'jin, feeling confident they're going to get a kill on everybody here as they look to start on Johanna, but that Iron Skin too powerful here. But the silence comes out onto Tychus. Tychus looking to be in a little bit of trouble, but another noob healing them up graciously with that hope. It's a lot of damage already coming out here from the red team, and they are more than happy to get a few stacks from just Asmodan and the Zul'jin.
And Tychus actually committed to level 1 auto attack range, so it's not a grenade build as you see usually.
Yeah, you know, obviously grenade does help with a lot of wave clear, but wave clear wants to be done primarily by the Nazebo, and Johanna will be just helping out a little bit. Nazebo has been soaking this bot wave and will be making their way to mid, as we see the blue team trying desperately to not hurt the waves too much before Nazebo gets here.
Yeah, only 1 stack out of 30 on Zul'jin so far, so nothing crazy is going on yet. 26 on Asmodan already though.
Yeah, and you know, that will be helping a lot. Bravo getting those stacks will help with that wave clear a little bit later. Another noob being left here by themselves. Does try to get the whip onto Bedril, but didn't manage to find it and connect it. They do still have a heal available for them. The red team trying to steal this camp once again, but Parnaby is just putting damage on the backline. Zartik in a little bit of trouble. Bedril, on the other hand, as well, being taken damage from the Bravo, gets the kill onto Nazebo.
Asmodan just auto-attacks Nazebo to death.
They have to be so careful here. You know, they really need to focus up their damage on the side of the blue team. This is what Tychus is all about, and I know that Nazebo isn't the greatest, but they have to be thinking about that a little bit.
I mean, we'll just play until 20. Maybe we'll get Johanna with a Falling Sword and level 20 Falling Sword.
Yeah, there's definitely a thought of a power spike at 20, but they have to get there, and they haven't in the last 2 matches. And the last 2 maps.
True.
A little bit of a more sustain.
It is in the rhythm, by the way, from Tychus.
Oh, the infinite stacks.
Yeah.
Our predictions are still open. We've got a lot of points here for the side of Sweet Potato. Can they manage it? They are just so good at soaking, though. I want to say this about Sweet Potato. You know, we obviously, maybe it comes from the fact that there's a lot of off-lane mains in them, but they do seem to trickle ahead in XP, and they get that level 10 usually ahead of their opponents. Now, it doesn't necessarily net them a lot of things, but this time they've got the Leoric. Perhaps that this will be their winning stride. As we see, the red team, their
Leoric is in trouble, by the way.
Oh, but a healthy blind coming out from LGM means that their Alta Jaeger does stay alive. And the blue team do get this camp. A little bit of trouble. Their Alta Jaeger does have a little bit of sustain, but has to be careful. There is burst from auto attack still.
It was 5 versus 4 all the way, like 5 reds invading the camp. Like the blue teams actually even 5 versus 3 at some point. You can see Nazebo and Tychus are still in the mid and bot lane.
Yeah, they're choosing to just give up this objective right now and really soak it out.
It seems so.
It is going to be
maybe they can re-engage with level 7. Like, there still is time.
Well, it looks like they're just looking to put the pressure on the bot. I would have liked to have seen X-Parrot come up to the top and trade places with the Leoric. Now, Tychus can be fine defending. Leoric is good clearing waves. And, you know, I mean, there hasn't been a lot of minions taken. Only half of them so far. And the Alta Jaeger is just saying, hello, I'm here to take a couple of them. Well, I say couple. Just the one, actually.
They're actually like killing Fork for free at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great macro decision. We've seen it before from the blue team, and they're taking a lot of it. Obviously, a lot of it's not all of it, but hopefully that will add up to be a little bit of a push later as well. Now, they do still need to defend this Mortar Punisher. Mortar Punisher's not the strongest early on in the game. However, right now it is just an Oriole and a Leoric. That is not a good defense team. Get your assassins rotated up here now.
Yeah, luckily Leoric pressed E in time, so he was able to bait while being unstoppable.
I think we're going to see a fort go here because there's just not been any assassin action. The Punisher will jump right now, and X-Parrot has to be thinking about taking it down, but Bedrill is there to put the pressure onto De Altiego instead. Another noob does have a lot of energy available if they so wanted to heal someone, but they are just looking forward, trying to think about maybe getting that Searing Light kill on Bedrill, but it is a fort going down. Perhaps the plan was to go fort for fort, but right now the advantage is certainly in the red team. They can't be trading buildings like this if they want to get to level 20.
Yeah. They're still ahead in XP though, so I don't know.
I mean, just they've soaked 2,000 XP more from minions, and that is where it's at. You know, they lost a little bit from the mercenary.
Actually, very far, like more than half a level.
Yeah, they're going to get this level 10 fairly soon. You know, they may be scared to find and engage because at level 10 so quickly. But the red team are just going to be pushing on the bot lane instead here. I'd like to see level 10 used, in fact, to get this bottom fort. Just, you know, pop that Odin if you go for Odin. I'd like to see Odin. Please go for Odin.
It is Odin, yes.
Yeah, just pop the Odin and get bottom fort. Out comes the Blessed Shield.
Blessed Shield?
But unfortunately...
Odin is popped, actually, just as you asked.
Yeah. Out comes
and so is the Ravenous Spirit. And so is Entomb. Sargic is in trouble.
Did not pick their level 10 quick enough, as they now only just are picking up that Taz Dingo. Bravo here trying to put the pressure onto another noob. They're a little bit low on HP as well. Another noob, you need to heal yourself! There's so much damage going on here on another noob. Bravo's looking to auto-attack them to death. Will they find the dunk? They don't find the dunk, as a nice stun comes out from them. Oh, Bedrill does find the wall slam here. Out comes the Aegis. It's a nice Aegis.
Aegis, actually. This is huge from
Oriole goes down from the Hogger as well as the
Yeah.
Nazebo. Diablo does go down on the other side of things, and X-Parrot is just shredding away. Oh, with no Zul'jin there, though, it does mean that Zul'jin does not have a lot of the stacks. Only has that one from earlier.
That's true.
Now, we saw Blessed Shield used, but it was used at the same time as the Odin. If you want to get a kill, you've got to use Blessed Shield and then just have the minigun being used, you know? Go with that.
Perhaps, yes.
You know, your minigun is your team fight. Your siege is used with Big Red Button, and they have yet to get this bottom fort. Now, they may suspect that the red team are up at the top. LGM can also scout up the side, and maybe X-Parrot can get the damage here, as the rest of the red team are doing that top camp. Now, the red team will be rotating very, very soon. Oh, it just needs... It just needs a grenade
that was
or
so
something.
Close.
LGM greeting a little bit for it.
100 HP on the fort.
Oh, it
Literally
goes
100.
down. A mighty melee minion was able to take it down, snuck past the heroes, did not pull aggro onto them. And that fort going down is a blessing here. De Altiego gets it into onto Zartik here. Zartik has to pop the unkillable, but there will be a lot of damage over time onto them. Will they be able to live? They do. They do indeed live.
Poison has expired, it seems.
Yeah, of course, I don't think actually Ravenous Spirit does poison until level 20, perhaps. Yeah, I think it just does damage. So, yeah. There we go.
Well, we're missing some ultis, but the blue team is still ahead in XP. They're actually a talent ahead at this point.
Now, I would say that Ravenous Spirit is not as useful as Taz Dingo will be if we see Zartik perhaps being picked off, especially as Entomb is up in just 5 more seconds. The flanks coming in here from the blue team. Can they find what they want with this level 13 advantage? We see Odin
is popped.
This is the advantage they want to go for. A nice stun here from another noob. As the lightning breath is used, another noob has to guide themselves away from it. But we see LGM trying desperately to get the kill onto Zartik, but they're not able to do it. Diablo does go down, though, on the side of things. Out comes the Odin, really putting on the pressure here. LGM in a little bit of trouble, but gets nicely peeled away by the massive swipe. And blue team take control of the point, but now they need to get those skulls.
Yeah, there was actually a big boop by Johanna, but unfortunately, like, the team wasn't quite there. Or rather, the team was there, but the Stukov slabs have effectively prevented any damage follow-up.
Yeah, it's really well done here by the Blues, finding the engage at the right time, not leaving it too late either. You know, this is not a snipeable objective. It was definitely had to be given up by the red team. Really well done here by them. Timing their macro to perfection. This is what I wanted to see from Sweet Potato. This is the swing they have to have. This is where they can try and get their map. And Bedril is in this corridor, and they only have 50 souls. The Alter Jaeger does have Entomb in 1 second. They do not quite get it.
Okay, will they be able to get a keep? It's a fully healthy Punisher. It's arcane though, it's not frozen.
Yeah, and there's 20 seconds still until...
Zul'jin is playing with fire. He's like using his trait near the wall.
I mean, he has the Taz Dingo available. The rest of the blue
true.
team will have to retreat. Now, part of me doesn't not yet have 100 stacks. So a little way to go until that 175 mark. We may see them just soak a couple more waves. Or say, look team, I need the waves. But instead they're going for the camps here. Are we going to see instead the Ravenous upgrade instead of the Vile Infection, do you think?
Unlikely. I think they hope for 20. But it's a 5-man invade.
Yeah, Pana be in a little bit of danger here. They do have Ice Block, but now it's been split. Another noob is in danger instead.
Yeah.
They didn't get the heal off before the Aegis. That means they're going to have full energies though still. And it's a nice wall trying to split them, but another noob is surviving for now, doing a great job. Panabi
That was insane, actually. How Oriole lived there, and they got 2 kills out of this. That's crazy.
This was a 4 versus 5 as well. Panabi doing so much damage with that Ravenous Spirit on the flank. Really doing so much. Bravo does go down to the spiders. It is a triple kill. This is a complete reverse of roles here in this match, Dusty.
Stukov is gonna waste so much of their time. Actually, they ignore him, and I agree. Like, it's better to kill the keep than Stukov.
Great call. And they're using the Odin for it. Really good stuff here from the Blues. You know, some people think Odin should just be saved for the perfect point, but sometimes the perfect point is just sieging on a keep, and this is exactly what they're doing. Even if they lose a couple of heroes, if they get the keep, it's absolutely worth right now. If Johanna goes down, this is worth. Parnaby and X-Parrot need to put that focus on, and they do indeed get it, but they don't lose anyone. Perfection here from Sweet Potato.
Yeah, really well played from start to finish. Like, actually, it started as a mistake, right? The Oriole was caught, but the red team was unable to kill her, and the Blues were able to turn really well.
Aegis bought that time, another noob had the heal, then they split the damage, of course, when Nazeebo came in onto the flank. Superb stuff, but the gluttony is complete here. Halfway stacked to full. Bravo will be getting some damage coming in on top of these heroes, and that cooldown will
Bless
be...
shield is up. Will they look for another fight before 16 for the red team?
They do, and they
Bless
find
shield is
Diablo.
used.
Oh,
Diablo's
and the bigger they
entombed.
are. No, it's not even the bigger they are. Sorry, in the rhythm just keeps the shredding away. Really, really good stuff here. And we you know, Entomb, just MVP of this series so far.
Yeah.
LGF has to be careful, though.
Their Alter Jaeger uses the E build, though. There's no suck talents.
No, as I say, Oriole, yeah, just had a little bit too much trouble here. X-Parrot as well will be in trouble. LGM falling lower and lower. They obviously have blinded Zartek. Or Nazeebo trying to get greedy for another kill, but it's going to be a triple here for the Beehive. This is, you know, this is a little bit what has happened in the past, where we see Sweet Potato gaining a lot of advantage, but it just falls apart in some late game advantage that Beehive take.
It was a bit of a caster curse, maybe. Like, we praised them.
A little bit. I think Oriole was looking to try and get some sweet whips, and then they just were overextended slightly. And then after that, everyone else was trying to save them. It's one of those things, when you try to save your teammates, you sometimes just risk yourselves, and that teammate was never going to be savable.
Yeah, it's called compensation. It's a psychological phenomenon. When you follow the bad play, you know it's a bad play, but you follow because it's your teammate, and you have to help them out. And in the end, like, you both die, etc. Like, it just becomes even worse than it was initially.
Yeah, it is. But on the silver lining here is that they have such a high pressure on this bottom. 3 catapults that Brevo had to go back to clear the wave. That will definitely put a dampener in the push here in the mid lane, as it's only going to be Zartek as the chief DPS.
It's the Frozen Punisher, though. They have to be careful. They're diveable with this fort being disabled.
Indeed they are, indeed they are. But with this big, well, not big red but with the Odin, they are able to do a fair bit, but Leoric's in a little bit of trouble. The silence comes out underneath. Very well done here by the Reds. No fort now, but I think they have taken this Punisher down aptly. Oh, the Blessed Shield comes out. No one is available here, but they are putting the stuns on. They're really trying to get this Hogger. Hogger can retreat on the other side of things. A nice entomb here, but with the silence on the other side, with the lightning breath, it's just too much damage for them to deal with. A triple kill after a fantastic engage just gets turned around by the dunks and the lightning breath. And let's not forget the Stukov silence. Superb stuff by the red team here, and they may be looking for the jugular.
Yeah, this looks like they want to end now.
Oh,
well,
it's so hard if it ends here. It shouldn't end. Sweet Potato did so well. Game number 1, they were doing great, and it came down to a double boss curse play. Game number 2 was definitely in the hands of Beehive, but here, game number 3, they had it all in their hands. Can the defense come out here from X-Parrot? It's 80%. 4 seconds till Leoric's back, but it's just not enough. GG, well played. Beehive are the Nexus Rumble Lower Series champions.
really, really well played. That last team fight was actually insane. Like, so much AoE damage from Asmodan, Stukov, Lightning Breath. That was simply too much for the blue team to handle.
It really was. It's honestly, it's sad. I really thought they had it. Sweet Potato did so well. You know, I genuinely thought that Sweet Potato were winning that one, Dusty Jim.
Yeah, me too, actually. They literally lost like 2 very unlucky team fights, and like out of nowhere, really. Like there weren't anything important on the map at this point. Like they defended the Punisher, and after that they re-engaged, right,
Yeah.
with the Blessed Shield and the Entomb. But it was a bait ultimately.
It was a fantastic entomb, but yeah, you're right. It was just a big bait, and they managed to swing it back. Let's have a little look at the stats right now. 8 kills to 10, and it definitely, those 10 came almost right at the end here for the Beehive. Blue team did such a fantastic job throughout that mid game.
Yeah. Zulchin only got 20 stacks, by the way, 20 out of 30 on his baseline.
Yeah. I mean, we obviously can't see that now, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't always have to be the way. 20. If you get half of them, that's sort of the important part. You get the range. Yeah, Beehive doing a fantastic job in the team fights, as they had done in the whole of the series. Just coming back in this late game stages, and of course Diablo does become a bit of a monster, especially when that fire stomp hits so many heroes. You're sustaining so much, and you are of course reducing the damage on the side of the enemy team. Really impressive stuff here from both teams, and it shouldn't have been a 3-0, but Beehive definitely are the champions and do a fantastic job.
Yeah, well played by both teams. Congratulations to the Beehive on the victory.
Yeah, absolutely. They are the Nexus Rumble champions. This means that they will be immortalized in our Hall of Fame, and they have all the glory of being there. We knew they were a sharp contender ever since Vacation in Purgatory said, "Look, we're gonna be playing against Beehive, and we'll try and win, but we're not sure if it's going to happen." Beehive definitely a top tier team to watch out for. They might not even be in the Nexus Rumble next season because are they winning Division 5 at the moment? How are they doing there? They aren't.
They're in number 13 or something.
So yeah, we may see them in the Nexus Rumble next season as well. But maybe you can take them down. Nexus Rumble will kick off once again back in January time. So watch out around January probably the 14th. I think it'll be back. We'll have to confirm dates a little bit later. But Dusty, thank you very much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, and thanks for everyone who was watching this.
Yeah.
And to the players.
Absolutely. I want to give a big shout out to all the players on Sweet Potato and everyone else who played in the Nexus Lower Rumble, such as yourself, Dusty. The Nexus Rumble doesn't happen unless people turn up and play, and Sweet Potato, they pulled themselves together out of thin air to just play in the Nexus Rumble every Monday, and it's very much appreciated. Of course, Beehive doing similarly with their team, playing the games when they can on a Monday at 9 o'clock, and they've come here and they've won. But yeah, thank you very much everyone who's played, everyone who watches the Nexus Rumble, and of course we'll be back next week at 8 o'clock CET for the Nexus Rumble Upper Series. But that's all from me. Dusty, you also do some casting, so yeah, be sure to check out Dusty Jim's channel as well when those casts go live. But that's it from me. Any last words here, Dusty?
Well, if my team is listening to this, guys, we have a match tomorrow. Please don't forget. And yeah, thanks everyone. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week.